So coming towards the front of our chair, developing that contact between the sit bones and the front edge of the chair. And bringing the focus to our breathing this morning. Observing the breath. Turning our thoughts inward. And taking the next 60 minutes for time for ourselves. Time to set aside, even briefly, all the concerns, all the challenges that we brought with us to our class, to our practice this morning. And using this time to build the strength, to build the capacity to face those challenges during the rest of our week. Noticing the belly expanding and contracting with each inhale and each exhale breath. Feeling that deeper breath work its way into all the corners, the nooks and crannies of the body, creating spaciousness, creating that sense of groundedness, closing our eyes, and making the sole focus of our mind the breath. Now sharpening that focus on the breath by evening the flow of breath between our inhale and our exhale. lengthening the exhale. Now opening the eyes, looking at the feet, connecting the feet to the floor, creating that sense of grounding, creating that sense of connection. Ground the feet to the floor, raise all 10 toes and spread the toes away from each other. Lift the arches. Bring tone to the muscles of the legs. Come to the pelvic floor. Firm and tone the pelvic floor. And work from there up through the core to strengthen the muscles. And use the strength of the muscles to align the spine, to carry the weight of the upper body into the sit bones and into the seat of the chair. Draw the shoulders slightly back and down. And use the spaciousness now that we've created in the front body to once again continue to take the breath into all the corners of the lungs. Bringing the breath into the lungs, creating the ability to exchange more oxygen and carbon dioxide in the lungs, to give every muscle, every cell in the body the nourishment it needs to both continue to function and to repair itself. Stack the head over the neck, draw the chin slightly back, and continue to focus on the breath. Balance the ease that comes with having the body supported and in alignment with the effort required to bring the body to that state. Let's take the arms to the side, draw the shoulders back, and make sure that the shoulders blades are positioned as close as you can to flat on the back. With the next inhale, raise the arms overhead and exhale the hands back to heart center. Inhale the arms overhead and exhale the hands back to heart center. Final time, inhale the arms overhead and exhale the hands back to heart center. Press the palms and the fingertips into each other. Spread the shoulders slightly. Or notice if that pressure on the hands takes the shoulder blades slightly away from each other. Let's release the hands and find your blocks. So place the blocks adjacent to the ankles. Check in again with your seated mountain pose and perhaps just reach underneath the buttocks and move the flesh away from the sit bones, maybe to the side, maybe back, just to make sure that you've got an excellent connection between the seat of the chair and the sit bones. Take the arms to the side. Inhale the arms overhead. Exhale, folding at the waist and fold forward and take the hands onto the blocks. Breathe here. Take one more full breath. And then inhale, come all the way up. Our hands meet overhead. And draw the hands back to heart center. Place the hands on the thighs. And we'll do some cat-cow moves here. Inhale, lifting the sternum. Opening the chest, filling the lungs with air. And then exhale, expelling all the breath, rounding towards the back of the chair. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, round back. And see if you could notice each and every one of the vertebrae articulating over the next vertebrae as we move forward and back. Bringing some lubrication, circulating the synovial fluid around each of the vertebrae, each of the discs, rehydrating the discs, and come back to neutral. Take the left hand to the outside of the right thigh, and let's twist towards our right side. Continue to breathe here, stretching the top of the head up towards the ceiling with each inhale breath. On the next exhale, come through center. The right hand comes towards the outside of the left thigh. The wrist comes in towards the base of the sacrum as we twist towards the left side. Continue to breathe here. And come back to center. Let's take the arms to the side. Inhale here and exhale. Right hand towards the floor. But really try to concentrate on keeping that left sit bone anchored into the chair as we come back through center and move towards the left side, anchoring the right sit bone to increase the stretch all the way down the right side of the body as we reach the fingertips down towards the floor. Come back through center and let's move right again. Inhale up and notice if the body is starting to round back into a bit of a C curve towards the front. And if it is, try and stretch it out, align the spine, and make the movement into as much of a lateral movement as you can. Inhale, come back through center and reach the left fingertips towards the floor. Return to center. Let's bring our blocks in beside the body. Now, so sort of in alignment with the hips. Inhale here and bring now the right hand down towards the blocks. Notice try and notice if, avoid that curving forward or curving backward of the spine. Press the right hand into the block and lift the left hand overhead. And perhaps use your image to see if you can line the right hand. So draw that line from the right wrist through the right shoulder across the front of the body and all the way up to the fingertips of the left hand. Concentrate on moving the breath into every nook and cranny and stretching the left side of the body, opening it up. Inhale, come back up through center, and now bring that left hand onto the left block. Press into the left block. Make sure the shoulder blades are on the back. Either look forward or look up towards the right thumb and come into a fairly gentle, hopefully a fairly gentle twist towards our right side. Okay, not letting the spine round back, using the core muscles and the muscles along the spine to keep the spine in alignment. Trying to work that right sit bone down towards the chair and increasing that stretch all the way down the right side of the body. Inhale, come back up to center, and let's release the arms down. Hopefully you have your weights handy. So again, we're going to be just take some fairly gentle work here with the weights, but we're going to continue that lateral movement. So taking one weight in each hand, and first let that right weight come down to the floor. Again, keep the spine in alignment. And inhale, come back through center, and now let that left weight move down to the floor. Again, keeping the spine in alignment, keeping that right sit bone anchored into the seat of the chair as we come back through center. And once more, we'll go right again. Inhale, come through center, and exhale, left. Inhale through center, exhale right, moving quite slowly and deliberately here to really try and notice all the muscles that come into play as we move from side to side. Give them, each of those small muscles, time to activate. And minimize the use or the amount that momentum is moving the body, and making the movements very controlled. And very conscious. One final time down towards the left and come back to center. Let's bring the weights in front of us, hug the elbows, almost like we were gluing the elbows to the lowest ribs, and open the weights out towards the side and feel the shoulder blades move together on the back for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Let's take the weights down. Our palms are facing forward, and curl the weights towards the shoulders for 1, 2, 3, controlling that movement in both directions, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Let's set our weights aside for the moment. Come back to seated mountain and scan the body, starting with the connection of the feet with the floor, the sit bones with the chair. And from these points of grounding and strength, stack the bones, support the bones with the muscles. And know that you are in control. Find the breath. Now let's walk the feet into a slightly wider V and bring our blocks into the center of the V. Ground the sit bones onto the chair and moving the arms with control. Inhale the arms overhead and exhale, tilting the pelvis forward and bringing the hands into the center of the V. And rather than going to our deepest expression of this wide-legged forward fold, let's stop with the hands on the block. Press the hands firmly into the blocks. And concentrate on the breath in the forward fold. Feel the belly expand into the thighs. And perhaps notice a slight expansion or pressure or feeling of the breath moving into the back body, just below the lowest ribs. Stimulating the organs in that area, the liver, the kidneys. And inhale, come all the way up. Our hands meet overhead and draw the hands back to heart center. Let's take the arms up to cactus position now. Remember, draw the shoulder blades back. That's it. Now bend the right elbow and take the right elbow onto the right knee. press the elbow into the knee, but also use these core muscles, particularly those on the left side, to draw the belly around as we twist towards the left side. Inhale, come back up through center. And now take the left elbow onto the right, left elbow to the left knee and twist towards the right side. Again, yes, this elbow is going to be taking us into the twist, but try and minimize the effort there and use the muscles of the belly. Think of almost wrapping the hand all the way around, drawing the belly around and twisting towards our right side. Inhale, come back up to cactus. Now extend that left leg out towards the side. Bring the left hand inside the left leg. And again, although it's attempting to use the leverage from the left hand between the left hand and the thigh to twist, see if you can use the belly to draw you around into the twist. And then perhaps think about sliding that left hand down the inside of the left leg. And using that focus on the muscles on the right side, right in this region, think of using these muscles, those transverse abdominals and the obliques, to carry you into the twist. Inhale, come up, draw the left leg in, stretch the right leg out. Right hand comes inside the right leg. Use the muscles all around the core to draw the body in and twist in the opposite direction. And inhale, come back up, draw the legs in, bring the hands onto the thighs, stack the spine, and find the breath. And remember, each of those times where we go into a pose that's perhaps getting a little intense, we may try to hold the breath to increase our concentration in the pose, but really always keep coming back to the breath to help you move into those poses. Perhaps releasing the pose just slightly as we breathe in, creating space, and then using the exhale breath to move into the space we created during our inhale. Let's turn sideways on our chair, taking the left thigh across supporting the left thigh on the chair and letting that right leg come out towards the side. Move it out, walk it out. Let's open that right leg, open the right leg out towards the side. Level the hips, level the pelvis. Support the left hand on the chair. Let's find the breath here. Let's raise the outside arm. Breathing here. And taking a moment to really think about the positioning of the shoulders and tracing the movement of the weight of the upper body into the seat, into the thigh on the chair. And then from this position of strength, reaching both hands towards the ceiling, drawing the shoulders back and down. But as we draw, the shoulder blades are moving down, but the side body is moving in an opposite direction. It's stretching up as the shoulder blades move down. We're creating length between the head of the pelvis, the top of the pelvis, the rim, and the armpit, while the shoulders move down. Now, let's bend the left elbow and once again place that left elbow on the left knee and use that control we've been developing with the muscles of the core to draw the body around towards the right side and stretch the right fingertips towards the sky. So using our practice today to find the ability to control the small muscle groups of the body, to get in touch with each of those small muscle groups. Inhale, come back up to center and bend the right elbow, bring it onto the right knee. And again, use the belly to pull us around into a twist towards the left side. Inhale, come back up to center. And now you can continue to stay here, or if it's available to you, bring that right knee underneath the right hip, curl the toes under, and slightly roll the right side of the pelvis forward, keeping it level, but noticing how that maybe starts to bring an active stretch into the quads, into the front of that right leg. Use the strength of the legs to press the curled up toes into the floor and stretch the bottom of the foot. Now let's stretch that outside leg all the way back and start working it towards straight. And we can roll that hip back and forward. Really noticing which muscles come into play as we move through this range of motion. Strengthen the pelvic floor, lift it up towards the navel, draw the tailbone down towards the heel. And let's lift that outside arm. And just before we lift the inside arm, think about that micro alignment on the right side, or all on both sides. Strengthen all these core muscles to support the body. And then once you have that strong foundation, think of bringing both arms overhead. Bend the left elbow, place it on the left knee. Allow the hips now to move to stack. Are you extending out the right leg? And then we can let the left or the right hand rest on the side. We can bring it up overhead. We can reach it out towards the camera. We can let the shoulder blade slide forward and reach it forward for a chair supported version of extended side angle. Keep drawing, stacking the shoulders, drawing that left shoulder or right shoulder back. And finding the support of the core muscles. And then noticing if we're holding the breath and breathe into it. Let's inhale, come all the way up and extend the arms out in warrior two. Look over the middle finger of that extended left hand. Release the hands down. Draw that leg in. And let's come back to center for a moment. Let's find our seated mountain pose. But this time with the legs in a V. Stack the spine, raise the arms overhead. And we'll tip the pelvis forward and fold into the center of that V. Breathe here. Turn the thoughts inward. Inhale, come all the way up. And now let's turn and face the body towards the right side, this time with the right thigh supported on the chair and the left leg opened towards the side in a V that's comfortable for you today. Make whatever micro adjustments are necessary to bring the spine back into a stacked position. Support the right hand on the chair. And let's lift the left hand up towards the sky. Remembering here that this space is stretching while the shoulder blades are moving down the back. Let's lift the right hand up as well. Again, this is optional. Let's work our way through each of the muscles that hold us in this pose. And notice the control. We are in control of the big muscles, but we're also in control of each of the little muscles. Bend the right elbow, bring the right elbow onto the right knee, wrap the muscles of the belly around. And find the breath here. Taking that breath into all those little spaces. And now stretch the left hand towards the sky. Inhale, come back up to center. And now outside elbow to outside knee and twist back towards the chair and lift the chair side arm up, or you can always support it on the back of the chair. But again, the muscular effort to move us into this twist is coming from the belly. Try even lifting that outside elbow. To bring awareness to these muscles of the belly to support us. Inhale, come back up to center. And now let's move that outside leg. Let's move the knee. Try and get this alignment all down the side of the body and stretch all these muscles and connective tissue along that right side. Or sorry, left side. Curl the toes under. And just roll back and then roll forward. Lift, starting right with the pelvic floor, lift the pelvic floor towards the navel, strengthen everything in front, and see if that intensifies the stretch in that the front of the right thigh, in the quads, on the left quads. Lift the outside arm. Check that all the muscles we need to move into this pose are doing their job, that they're engaged, that the effort is evenly distributed rather than all in one area. Lift one or both hands towards the sky. Draw the shoulder blades down the back and come into this pose. Release the arm onto the back of the chair and stretch that outside leg back towards straight. Think about rolling that pelvis so slightly forward and back. Curl the toes under, stretch out the foot, lift one arm, lift the opposite arm, bend the right elbow, take it onto the right knee, either let the hand rest at the side, take it up overhead, out in front, stretch it out and lengthen. Let's drop that back heel, come up into warrior two. Look over the middle finger of the right hand. And breathe in this pose. Release the hands down. Let's draw that back leg in. Turn ourselves to face forward on the chair and let those knees sway in on one another. So just before we come into our cool down and final relaxation, let's do a little bit of standing work. So come behind your chair, face the back of the chair. Take a look at the feet, position the feet about hip distance apart. Lift all 10 toes, lift the inner arches. Press the mound of the big toe into the mat. Draw the shoulders back and down. Soften the ribs. stack everything up in our standing mountain pose. Breathe here. Let's place the hands on the chair and back away from the chair and come into a standing or a chair supported downward dog. Remember, you can bend the knees to release that strain on the lower back. And that emphasis we had earlier in the practice on drawing the shoulder blades down the back, but lengthening the side body. Can you duplicate those actions as we come into our chair supported downward dog? Firm into the feet, lift the inner line of the legs. Perhaps bring the attention to the upper thighs. Try and rotate them slightly inward. Open the back of the pelvis. Draw the upper thighs back and stretch the head forward. Let's turn the right toes out to the side and step the left foot in towards the chair. Straighten the right leg, the left leg, straighten the left leg, bend the left knee in towards the chair. Draw the tailbone down towards the heel by lifting the pubic bone towards the navel. Find the appropriate amount of bend in the front leg and lift one arm perhaps, and lift both arms. You are in control. Release the hands down, lift the back heel, return to our chair supported down dog. Turn the right toes out, step the left foot in. That's the opposite. Actually, I didn't mirror that. So right foot in, left toes out. Support the core. Bend the knee. Lift the arms. Lengthen the side body. Shoulder blades down. And know that you are in control. Release the hands onto the chair. Lift the back heel. Draw the right foot back. Stretch out in chair supported down dog. Lengthen the side body. Draw the shoulder blades down. And breathe in this posture. Walk the feet in towards the chair. Stand beside our chair. Build the foundation for our tree pose from the chair side foot all the way up the chair side of the body. Lift the outside heel. Perhaps just stay here for our chair today. Or open the leg towards the side. Or bring the leg onto the calf. Or to the inner thigh. The choice is yours. It may not be the same as last week or or yesterday, and it is unlikely to be the same as tomorrow. Draw the hands back to heart center. Release the leg. And just let that leg swing like a pendulum. Either turn around or move the chair to the opposite side. And today, think about all the little muscle groups that come into play as we build the foundation from the mat all the way up the chair side. Lift the outside heel, come to the ankle, the calf, or onto the inner thigh. And bring the hands to heart center. Open. Draw the hands back to heart center. And let that leg swing like a pendulum. Flip your chair around to face front again. Let's come back to seated. Coming down to seated. Find your seated mountain pose. Close the eyes and find the breath. Let's open the eyes. And I think today might be a good day to repeat our affirmation. So just to remind everybody, our affirmation, I am the mountain. I am stable, strong, and secure. And with all the changes, all the things going along that are happening today, happening this month of September, we need to remind ourselves of our internal strength. So now let's repeat that affirmation 3 times together. Taking a nice deep breath in. I am the mountain. I am stable, strong, and secure. I am the mountain. I am stable. I am strong. I am secure. I am the mountain. I am stable, strong, and secure. And now, let's begin to slow our practice down. And at this point in our practice, we can let go of that control that we were developing through our practice. Let go of those attempts to manage the breath. And maybe let go of our seated mountain pose by allowing us, shifting the weight back towards the chair. Surrender control of the breath. surrender control of the body. Focus the mind on the here and now, on the in-breath and the out-breath. Relaxing the toes, the feet, the calves, the shins, the knees, the thighs, the hips, the core, the shoulders. Letting each exhale breath carry you deeper into a state of total relaxation. Now, protecting the benefits of our practice, begin to deepen the breath, bring movement back to the body. Slide forward the front of your chair and return to a seated mountain pose one more time. Scan the body, observe the effect of your practice. And if there's any areas that are lingering that may perhaps need a bit more attention, see if you can direct the healing force of the breath into those areas. Take the arms to the side, inhale the arms overhead. Draw the hands back to heart center. Thank yourselves for making time for this practice today. And particularly today, thank each other for sharing your practice, for sharing your concerns, and for sharing your strength to move forward. Thank you so much for allowing me to guide you through today's practice. Namaste. Thank you.